Okay, hello, welcome back to another one of my videos. Hope you're doing very well. Different setting, you might be wondering what's going on, but I thought for my Q&A I would record it in a different room, so I'm recording it upstairs in the craft room, so sorry if the mic's a bit more echoey than normal. I've got a mic on the camera. But yeah, it's a long time coming. I gathered the questions for the Q&A for when I did my 500 subscriber thank you video. And here we are. I'm a bit late. I can't remember when that video was now. It was a while ago, so apologies about that. Time just got away from me. I did note down the questions, so I'm going to be going through them today so that you can basically get to know a bit more about me and yeah, answer the questions that you asked. So that is what we're going to get into. So yeah, let's just get going. So the first question is, what is your PC setup? Instead of wording out to you, I will insert a clip now of me showing you the PC setup and all the information for that. But yeah, that's a good question because there must be a fellow tech nerd out there like me. Okay, this is my PC setup. Rather than a desk setup, I'll just do PC. And then you can let me know if you want to see the full desk setup, and then that is something that I can definitely do. But yeah, this is the PC. This is where the magic is processed. That's what it looks like inside. There are the reflections, which I'll turn off the TV so you can see them. But yeah, it's a 4070, I'll put all the details on the screen, but it's a 4070 Ti graphics card. There's an i7 something, I think like the most recent i7, and then 32 gigs of RAM. I might as well show you a little bit more. And then this is my monitor, but it's actually a TV, it's a 42-inch TV from LG. Yeah, I got my Stream Deck there, which is mainly just for doing the stream pages and do my lights. And then yeah, I'll leave it there for now. So you can let me know. Oh, you've got a bit of a mirror on the background there, but yeah, you can let me know. There you go, that's the background you'll recognise. Let me know if you want to see a full tour of the gaming room. Then obviously I can do a separate video on that, because it's actually got me and Kate's gaming setup here. So yeah, let me know in the comments. It won't be a long video, but then I'll know that you're interested to see it. But yeah, back to the rest of the Q&A. Okay, next question is, what is your favourite horror film? That is quite a broad question for someone whose favourite genre of films is horror. That's a good question. One of the better ones I've watched recently is on Disney Plus called Barbarian. That was that took me by surprise. That kind of, what was it about? It starts off, you think it's going to be one sort of film, and then it completely turns, and then there's actually a lot of more sinister stuff behind it. I recommend watching that one if you haven't seen that one. The one I always remember growing up as a kid watching was 13 Ghosts. I think we had that on video, or we'd recorded it on a video. I probably watched that when I was younger than I should have been to watch it. But that one always, yeah, that one almost took for me. Growing up, I either borrowed or owned a lot of like the box sets of Nightmare on Elm Street or Wrong Turn, where there's like 5-6 films, and like they probably got worse with each film that went. But I did like those kind of iconic box set. It's very tricky to pick one film, because then yeah, you've got the ones from like Jordan Peele, like Us and Get Out. You've got A Quiet Place. So I don't know. I wouldn't say there's one horror film that like stands above all others for me, which probably doesn't answer the question very well. I did like Get Out in particular. When I first saw Get Out, I was like, wow, that is amazing. There's It as well. God, I'll just keep listing horror films otherwise. So I don't know. What are yours? Let me know what your favourite horror film is, and I'll see if that's one that I've forgotten or one that I've not seen before and need to see. Okay, next one is, if you could be an animal, what would you be and why? That's a very good question. Before a couple of years ago, the only animal that I was kind of like, was probably my favourite animal was a cheetah, because I did a project in like year 2 on cheetahs. It was like a big like A2 or A3 poster, and you had to put like facts on and photos and stuff. So yeah, so I picked cheetah for that. But then when I got my cat, Leia, I think that probably changed it. So I would probably be a cat, and I will insert some B-roll as to why. They're just funny creatures. They sleep a lot, like they're just always sleeping. They're very cute. They are always eating, like I am. They're just doing weird, funny stuff. And my cat in particular is just absolutely like beautiful, friendly, soft, loving cat. So if I could come back as an animal in another life, it would definitely be a cat. They definitely have the best like what was it, average 15 years. They definitely have the best life, so it would be a cat. Okay, next question is, what was the first game you played? That took some, well, that does take some kind of racking my brains back to my earliest memories of gaming, which was on a computer, but like obviously not like the computers that you see nowadays. They were, yeah, it was a very old style PC, obviously, because it was, what would it have been? It would have been like 2000, in between 2000 and 2005, that sort of time. But yeah, there's a couple of games. There's a random Grand Prix one that I remember me, my brother and my dad would play a lot, and we had like a joystick. There are games that would have been on floppy disk that I can't quite remember what they were, but I just have faint memories of really liking them. So my proper memories would be PlayStation 1. That was the first console that we got. And apart from Time Crisis 2, which is the game that you see in the arcades in the UK where you have like the guns, and we had a gun for that. That was one of them. And then other ones on the PlayStation, there's Rugrats. The Rugrats game was amazing. A game called Pandemonium. If you know that game, then you know that was a brilliant game. It was like you were like a woman character and then a jester, and then certain levels I think you could swap to see which one you would play as. And then the first Star Wars game I remember playing was, and I had to find the name of it, it was Rebel Assault 2. And that was brilliant. That was Star Wars, and the main premise of the game, apart from like a couple of flying levels, from what I remember is you were kind of like behind cover, and then you had to hold a button to go out of cover and just like move a crosshair and shoot stormtroopers and stuff. That was a lot of fun. So those are probably the earliest memories I have in gaming, was this PlayStation 1, which my dad got shipped so that we had access to like hundreds of games. Don't tell anyone I said that. Okay, next question is, what is the best thing about Wales, brackets, I've never been? Oh, where do I get started? So yeah, I love Wales. I'm very, very, very proud to be Welsh and live in Wales. In particular, where I'm from is South Wales. And probably the best thing is what most people will tell you for there is the scenery. You've got all the lovely beaches along the Gower. You've got Mumbles, which is a very nice area. Yeah, you're just by the sea. It's just really nice just to be by the coast, just to have like a 10-minute drive, and then you're by the beach and you can walk along the front. And most Welsh people are pretty friendly. That's a big generalisation, but as many would know if you grew up in Wales, if when you were a kid and you'd go on like walks with your parents or whatever, you'd be stopping every 5 minutes because everyone just fucking talks to each other, even when they don't know each other. So it's a testament to the friendliness of people in Wales, I guess. I'm not particularly interested in that. I just want to do the walk and have it done. However, if you've never been to Wales, I definitely recommend doing it. And if you need any tips on where to go in Wales, let me know and I will tell you. Next, what is your favourite meme if you have one? That's a very good question. I'm more of a GIF user, or I think that's how you pronounce it, more than memes. Don't tend to send memes around, but the GIFs, I certainly do. That is, at times, my only mode of communication. The one in particular with me and Kate that we throw at each other a lot when we don't really understand what the other's saying, or we don't like what the other one's saying, is this face. It's the confused girl. It's just very relatable. It's been relatable in a lot of instances. So if I had to narrow down one, it would be that one. Or for Kate, it would be this one that I would send her anytime I want to try and creep her out. So either one of those two, very drastically different GIFs, but yeah, I would say that I use GIFs more than memes. Okay, these next three are to do with YouTube, so I'll go through these and I'll do like a smaller answer for each one, although they're all similar. What is your goal on YouTube? What do you plan to do in the future? I don't know if that's to do with YouTube or not. And how do you feel towards YouTube's ownership change? Now, I've not done any research prior to this. I don't know about the YouTube ownership change, so I have no idea, and I don't have any thoughts on that. What is your goal on YouTube? I don't really have a goal. I mean, obviously, when you have like numbered subscribers, I guess you like round numbers. So obviously, my goal would be 1,000 subscribers, because that I think when I started that would never have even like entered my mind. So the fact that I'm over halfway there, I would say that's probably the only goal I've got, but it's not something I like particularly like super strive towards. It's just like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. My goal on YouTube is never to like grow a massive following. It just started off playing Phasmophobia with my friend Sean. Shout out Sean. Because we would always like when we were playing Phasmophobia before I started recording it, we would be playing it. And then a couple of days later, we'd be like, "Oh, do you remember that time when that happened or whatever? Yeah, that was really funny. Like, oh, I would have loved to have like seen that again, sort of thing." Or for Sean, obviously he didn't see my point of view of the game. So little things like that, where like if something happened to me, I would have been like, oh, I wish you would have seen it. So it kind of started off like that. That combined with, I was quite interested in getting to know editing, just as a skill to be able to video edit. Yeah, because those answers kind of cover later on. So to bring it back, there's no goal really on YouTube. It's just the fact I can upload any videos and one person watches them and like gets enjoyment out of it. To me, like blows my mind. So that's like amazing. So I'm very grateful that you enjoy the videos I put up. And that's kind of it. There is no goal other than that, to be honest. Okay, I think I know who these two are from. Why are you too much of a coward to record a PlayStation 5 sesh? Now that'll be from Sean. And yeah, for those who don't know, me and Sean will play PlayStation weekly, and we kind of play the same set games. It's more of a socialising session, really. It's Fortnite, FIFA, Call of Duty, and kind of cycles around those. A couple of times we've said, oh yeah, we should record because we're pretty good sometimes on Fortnite and stuff. However, the chat that goes on just would breach every YouTube like policy in existence. So that might be being called a coward, but I think it's just sheltering those from our dark chat and gaming. So that is why. And then the other one is, would you agree that Arsenal bottled the league? That's to do with last year. Yes, they did. They did. I'm not afraid to admit that. Unlike a friend I have who is an Arsenal fan who refuses to admit it, but I digress. So yeah, these three are to do with YouTube again. What is your inspiration for making YouTube? How did you end up on YouTube? And what are your hopes for the future of your YouTube channel? So yeah, so the bottom one, I kind of covered it. I mean, you know, if I could keep growing, you know, people who watch me, I don't know what the kind of the good word is for people. You know, I feel like some words that people use just sounds like cringe, or like they're not, you know, they're like arrogant about it, you know, like, oh, my followers or whatever. You know, it's like just people who watch my videos, subscribers or not. You know, if I can keep growing that, because the people I speak to on my channel, you guys are so cool. Like, it makes the hobby so much more fun. Getting to hang out and share ideas and share different opinions on things is great. So that's the kind of that's the hope for the future. Now, your inspiration for making YouTube, and how did you end up on YouTube? I'm not going to go too dark on it because we're keeping it light. But I got very ill in 2019. I had cancer, and then when I came out of that, I kind of had a new outlook on a lot of things in life. One being, I mean, I was like an avid YouTube, you know, consumer. I subscribed to loads of channels, you know, got horror games, you know, all sorts of things. And I just thought, you know what? I might as well just do it. Like, I'd never thought about doing it, but I was like, well, life is just too short, so I thought I would try it, and then it kind of took off from there. And then that's my other point about Phasmophobia and how I started it because of that reason as well. So it was kind of a combination of those two things, basically. So I just wanted to do it, and yeah, I mean, it worked out for me because I'm still doing it now. So it is a good lesson of, if you want to just try something, just do it. Like, life is too short, so just try it. And then, yeah, those are those two questions. What do you plan to do in the future? I mean, if that's YouTube, then yeah, it's just to keep going, basically. Just play more. Obviously, the last couple of years I've branched out from horror games and I've started playing other games that obviously I want to play but wouldn't have recorded necessarily, some more story-based games or more chilled out games. I'm still going to do that because I might as well. Like, I feel like it's like kind of time wasted if I play a game on my own. There's no harm in recording it and just putting it up because it doesn't really change the way I play it and someone might enjoy it. So the horror game is never going to go away, it's just I'm adding stuff in between that. Okay, the next question is, what AAA title are you most looking forward to playing this year? Now, these questions probably came out last year, but I will give the updated answers for this year, so I apologise about that. From the ones I've seen that have been confirmed to come out this year, there's three. It's going to be Alone in the Dark, which is going to be that reimagining rather than a remake, I think, of that classic horror game that I never played, but I know how influential it was. And it's going to have David Harbour and Jodie Comer, I think their names are. They're going to be the characters in the game. I'm intrigued by that. I played the demo, which is on my channel. You'll find that somewhere. But that's probably going to be the next horror game that I properly put time into. The second one is Dragon's Dogma 2, which I think is out in March. I think, I might be wrong. This is a game that kind of crept up on me. I didn't really know about its existence. I'd never played or heard of Dragon's Dogma 1. But the more I looked into it, and the fact that it's co-op friendly, That's probably going to be me and Kate's next game now. Because the last game we played was Baldur's Gate 3, and that was a while ago. It just looks a really, really cool open world RPG kind of third person game where you can like have a group of you, and yeah, it's just quests and fighting monsters and stuff. Check it out, it looks really, really cool. Yeah, me and Kate can be playing that. I'm assuming I wasn't going to record it because I'm assuming no one would want to see that, but if I'm wrong, let me know. If you want to see us play Dragon's Dogma 2, then obviously I can reevaluate that. And then the third one I think is not out until the end of the year, so I'm not really going to pay it much attention, which is the next Star Wars game, Star Wars Outlaws. Again, I haven't looked into it much. I don't like to super research games before they come out. I'd rather have a bit of unknown about them, but from what I could see, it's a third-person Star Wars game, and from the little bit of gameplay I saw, it looked pretty cool. I can't remember what style of gameplay it was, but you know, you're traversing around planets and stuff and shooting battles and so on and so forth, so those are probably the three games. But what about you? Are there any that I've missed that you think are probably going to be pretty good in 2024? Let me know. The last question, I don't know who asked it, but I don't really have much of an answer for it, and that is, what do you think about the French? I used to go to France a lot as a kid, like camping holidays. I have no opinion on the French. Who asked that? I'll out you. Who asked that and why? Do you not like the French? Do you like the French? I don't know. But yeah, that's going to be the Q&A for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know if it's short compared to other Q&As, but those are the questions I've got. If there's more that you can think of, feel free to chuck numerous, more than one comment down below, and I will note them all, and then once I have enough, I will record another Q&A. Hopefully not in another couple of years, probably sooner than then, but yeah, let me know if you liked this sort of video, where I'm talking at you about certain topics in a room that is not the gaming room, in that dark dungeon that I have. Yeah, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts, because I've obviously not recorded a video like this where it's just me talking to a camera in another room about something that's not a video game. So yeah, is there anything else that you'd like this sort of style of video to be on? Yeah, please let me know. So thanks a lot for watching. That's the Q&A for today. Hopefully you've learned a bit more about me, and yeah, more importantly, I'd want to know your answers to some of these, so feel free to put them in the comments below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Cheers.